Classic Fashion Apparel Industry Limited Company welcomes you to Standard Jeans Apparel Manufacturing Company, Ajloun, one of its garment-making satellite units. In the year 2012, Government of Jordan was taking steps to implement National Employment Strategy and Poverty Reduction Strategy 2013-2020 according to the wishes of His Majesty King Abdullah II. At that time, Mr. Sanal Kumar, CMD of Classic Fashion Apparel Industry Limited, met Professor Nidal Katamine, the Minister of Labour, Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, to discuss recruitment of more migrant workers. The minister agreed, but wanted more employment opportunities for Jordanians, because Jordanians were less than 30% of the total workforce in the garment-making sector. Poverty reduction strategy of the government focused on more employment opportunities to Jordanians. Only 14% of the women in Jordan were gainfully employed, and unemployment among youth and women was increasing. The CMD of Classic Fashion was more than willing to oblige, but there were some difficulties as the factories were concentrated in industrial zones which were far from residential areas. And the people, especially women, were reluctant to travel to these zones. Besides, communities did not favor women working or traveling to work, and people did not like what they thought was the working environment inside the factories. Better Work Jordan, a joint project of the ILO and IFC, had made studies and had suggested starting satellite units in remote rural areas to bring employment opportunities to the doorstep of the rural poor and unemployed people, especially women. At the behest of His Majesty, the government had integrated this suggestion into the National Employment Strategy. The minister invited the CMD of Classic Fashion to the governorate of Ajloun, and after discussions, they chose a place called Anjara near Ajloun town to locate the satellite unit, because unemployment was high among women there. Income from agricultural activities was not sufficient for a decent living, and there were few business opportunities or other sources of income. Standard Jeans Apparel Manufacturing Company was set up at Anjara near Ajloun on the 18th of May 2013. Ajloun town had a population of 9,018 in 2012. Unemployment was very high, like the mountains surrounding the town. Climate was a pleasant Mediterranean climate, and rains and few snowstorms were limited to the winter season from December to March. There were formidable challenges from the outset. The foremost was the reluctance of the people who had prejudiced notions that the work environment in the garment factories would be unsavory, that remuneration would be very low, that employers would be rude towards the employees, and that migrant women workers had lax morals. The solution was to bring people from Ajloun to the factories in the industrial zone near Irbid. From the first group thus brought, 50 people joined the unit at Ajloun. From the second group, another contingent of 50 people joined. These 100 first recruits were trained, and they helped in training those who joined later. More challenges were cropping up all over the path to progress. The new recruits had to be trained to acquire the necessary skills. Their working habits had to be tuned to the flawless production process. They had to be coerced to be punctual and regular in attendance, and they had to be taught to be careful about maintaining quality. Persevering effort by the management and staff showed results, and slowly but steadily, employees gained the technical proficiency needed to do their work. They learned the proper utilization of time and its benefits. Punctuality and constancy in attendance became their habits, and concern about quality and attention to details were learned. The socio-economic progress made by the women employees and their families made others come seeking employment. The company had to sacrifice a lot for this progress. Main factories suffered dearth of efficient staff as they were deployed for training the new recruits of the satellite units. A lot of dummy work had to be done and wastage suffered before flawless products began to come out of these units. All the products coming out of these units had to be rechecked at the main factories before packing and forwarding. All the challenges have been successfully met and all the hurdles have been overcome. Zero-defect export-ready products are coming out from the Ajloun unit as proud models of what can be labeled as made in Jordan by Jordanians. The progress was made speedier by incentives and training programs by the government of Jordan, International Labour Organization, Better Work Jordan and Classic Fashion. Mr. Jack Gross, CEO, and Mr. Joseph Rossato, Vice President of erstwhile Jones Apparel Group, now One Jeanswear Group, supported the project right from the start and approved the unit for manufacturing their products. Through employment in this unit, the people of Ajloun, especially women, have gained more financial freedom, socio-economic self-reliance, economic empowerment, and better lifestyle. The unit is managed by women and more than 90% of the employees are women. Out of 348 employees, only 26 are men. Out of 11 supervisors, only 2 are men. Out of 103 probationary workers, only 4 are men. Out of 16 workers with disabilities, only 5 are men. And 50% of the workers are well educated with degrees or diplomas. These statistics speak louder than words. Though all the workers were new to the industry, 76% are now classified as expert. Though the law requires only 4% to be from differently abled people, this unit employs 6% from that category. 64% of the workers earn more than legal minimum wage. All the employees enjoy free transportation, free food, free periodic health checkup, social security benefits, and monthly incentives for efficiency, quality, and punctuality. Those who are eligible get kindergarten allowance. We proudly announce that the present annual output rate from this young offspring of classic fashion, Standard Jeans Apparel Manufacturing Company, is over 800,000 garments valued approximately at $6 million. There are already 2 more satellite units of the company functioning at Fagua in Karak Governorate with 49 staff and 431 workers, and at Tafila in Tafila Governorate with 38 staff and 285 workers. The 4th satellite unit is nearing completion in Basera in Tafila Governorate. Classic Fashion envisions a 5,000-strong Jordanian workforce running its satellite units by 2020. Classic Fashion is proud to be a part of the Poverty Reduction Strategy 2013-2020 of the Government of Jordan and the poverty alleviating initiatives of the international community. For making all this possible, we thank His Majesty King Abdullah II and the Government of Jordan, the Ministry of Labour, the International Labour Organization, the Better Work Jordan, our clientele, our employees, especially the Jordanian employees and the people of Jordan. We are also grateful to the United States of America for supporting the garment-making sector of Jordan through the Free Trade Agreement and Qualified Industrial Zones, as these are what made the industry competitive in the global market. Classic Fashion thanks you all for your goodwill and continuing support.